Hello students, today we are going to talk on the bamboo clump management. For the proper production of more number of plantlets of bamboo, proper management of clump is required. And in today's session, we are going to see how exactly the bamboo clump management is done. In last session, we have already seen the methods of propagation of bamboo. Within that, we have already seen how we are going to produce number of plantlets by using clumps of bamboo. In that lecture, we have already seen there are different types of propagation of bamboo like propagation by seedling, propagation by weedling, by propagating by using offset or by means of vegetative propagation also. And there are new techniques of plant tissue culture which can be used for the production of bamboo plantlet in very large scale. In but during production of this plantlet of bamboo, during maintenance of these clumps of bamboo, we have to manage these clumps of bamboo properly. And in today's lecture, we are going to see what are exact methods of management of bamboo clumps. Agenda for today's session is bamboo clump management, introduction and steps involved in bamboo clump management. In case today's learning objective is describe the various methods of bamboo clump management. For clump management, it is important to ensure the high productivity and minimum wastage of bamboo. In order to get more and more production, we have to manage the clumps of bamboo regularly and properly. Efficient and regular clump management in case of bamboo production is very important to ensure high productivity and to minimize the wastage. The microenvironment is important for the growth of the bamboo should be good. It should be good in order to grow properly. It should provide proper nutrient to the growing clump. It should be watered regularly. It should have a nutrient rich soil and it should maintain by process of thinning, pruning, etc. And at the time of harvesting, what type of precautions we should take, we'll see in today's lecture. The clumps should be maintained separately. The conjunction should be avoided in order to get more and more production from the bamboo clumps. So, we'll see what are the important things which are governing, which are affecting the clump management of bamboo. The 5 important things are maintained, which should be managed properly in order to get the high yield, high production are soil. Then next thing is preventing coppicing and conjunction. Then we have to properly use the methods like thinning and pruning, and we have to take some precaution at the time of harvesting. So in this lecture we are going to see one by one these 5 factors and how they should be managed in order to get the high production of bamboo. First thing is soil. Soil working is very important for the production of bamboo clump. For the emergence of new bird, for the emergence of new clump, we have to raise a soil around the clump every year. Every year we have to increase the layer of soil around the bamboo clump by 15 to 30 centimeter, and which is important to produce a new emergence from the clump. The soil is important source of nutrient for the any plant, and therefore we have to maintain the nutrient into the soil, and therefore every year we have to raise the soil around the bamboo clump in order to add the new nutrient into the soil. Along with that, well, proper nourishment is important to spread the rhizome of bamboo. The proper growth of rhizome of bamboo is requiring proper nourishment. We supply a proper amount of nourishment, there is proper spreading of rhizome. Now, as there is proper spreading of rhizome, it leads to increasing peripheral growth of the clump. There is production of new clumps from the rhizome and which leads to increase in production. This soil is very important for the shooting also, and therefore we have to always maintain a open loose soil over the bamboo clump in order to get the more and more production. Now for this process we are before emerging of new shoot, new birds, we have to raise the soil by 15 to 30 centimeter, and afterwards the new birds, new shoots which are coming are allowed to stand for 10 days, at least 10 days in sunny conditions, and then again we have to maintain the soil temperature and better shoot growth, and fertilizers should be proper in order to get the proper growth of the bamboo clump. For in order to increase in yield of bamboo, as we have discussed, we have to raise the soil layer by 15 to 30 centimeter, and we are going to get a better shoot growth after the raising the soil. This raising of soil is important to apply the fertilizers also, and therefore this type of management, the four important things in the soil management are: we have to increase the soil level before every clump emergence, we have to provide nourishment from the soil, which is important for spreading of rhizome, which is important to facilitate the application of fertilizers, and better shoot production can be achieved by rising the soil layer by 15 to 30 centimeter around the clump. This is about the soil working or soil management into the clump management. The next important thing is preventing copy seeing and conjunction. The green clumps of the all ages produce copies of shoot. The clumps which are green, which are young, are having ability to produce a copies of the shoot, and these copies of the shoot are going to injure the young clumps, and therefore we have to remove these copies of shoot properly every year regularly in order to avoid the problem of conjunction. This congestion can be avoided by simply regular cutting of the coppicing shoot, and which facilitate the proper space for the growing new clumps of the bamboo. Next important thing which should be maintained is process of thinning. The malformed and damaged clumps of the bamboo should be removed properly, regularly from the soil, from the nursery bed or from the place of the bamboo cultivation. The healthy clumps should gain their proper nutrient, and in order to avoid the congestion, we have to remove this damaged clump from our field. The healthy clump should reach to their proper productive age without any conjunction is achieved by the process of thinning. This thinning increases the working pace for the growing clumps, and it serves stimulants for the fast growth of new clump production. Therefore, the thinning is very important process in the clump management of bamboo. Now, like thinning, there is another process named as pruning. We know that there is production of thorn-like structures on the shoot of bamboo. It should be regularly removed from the stem or from the clumps of bamboo in order to avoid any type of congestion. It increases the working place, and the thorny tickles which are produced over shoot are removed properly, which gives a proper yield of the bamboo. This pruning is always start from the second year. From second year, the plantlets or the bamboo shoots are going to produce the thickets, and that thicket should be removed properly. When branches will grow up to 1.5 meter, they should prune properly from one node on the branches or stalks which are having presence of these thorns should be removed properly, which is known as pruning. And in the species like bamboos, this thinning is very important to maintain the production of bamboos. The next is last important thing which we have to manage is harvesting of bamboo. The clumps of bamboo, when established and reach to proper productive age, they should be removed. They should be harvested from the field. The clumps which are older than 4 years should be harvested. The clump should not be harvested before 4 years in young condition, or it should not harvest in very old conditions also. And therefore, we have to properly select the age near about 4 years. This harvesting should be done in the month of November to January. Each clump with or the harvested clump should having a equal amount of old clump as well as new clump. At the time of harvesting, we have to maintain the ratio of old clump and new clump, which is nothing but the 1. The equal amount of old and new clump should be harvested at a time. At the time of harvesting, the clump should not be overcrowded, or they should not be very thin. Okay, and at the time of harvesting, we should not cut that clump at the first node. Okay, it should cut below the first node, and then they are harvested and they are used for further purposes. The large bamboos should be thin in winter properly, regularly. The damaged, dead and dry clumps of the bamboo should be removed properly before the harvesting. These clumps of the bamboo leading to exterior side should not cut. Remember one thing, the bamboo clump which are present to the extremely outer side or in the exterior side should not be cut even they are malformed or even they are damaged, because they are important to maintain the clump of bamboo, and therefore the clumps which are present towards the periphery should not be removed. These are the some harvesting management for the bamboo clumps. So, in today's lecture, we have seen the bamboo clump management, and within this clump management, the 5 important factors we have seen which should be managed are soil, then we have to prevent the coppicing and congestion, then we have to thin the bamboo clumps regularly, then the thickles or the thorns which are present on the stem should be removed properly in order to maintain the spacing between the bamboo clump, and at the time of harvesting the proper 4 year old clumps should be harvested in equal amount of old and new clumps of the bamboo. Okay, so this is about the clump management of bamboo. Thank you. If you have any question, you can find me on my Gmail, or you can ask any type of query on our Google Classroom also.